Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima. Over the course of 2026, I'm playing the game Persona 3 Reload. Only I'm trying something a little different. I'm going to match the pace of the game. That's right, I'm playing this game one real day at a time. Please enjoy this different take on the game in a series I'm calling Persona a Day. Hello and welcome. My name is Tom Shima, and today is Wednesday, May 27th. So as I like to do, I'm going to start out by talking about what we did yesterday. This just makes sure we're all caught up coming into today. Then we'll see where today's gameplay session takes us. And after that, we'll come back here to the desk and talk a bit more deeply about it. For those of you watching on YouTube, I will have timestamps available in the description in case you want to jump to a specific section. I do also want to mention that as this is a full playthrough of the game, we will be encountering spoilers. So please be aware of that as we go on. Okay, so starting off looking at what we did yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday, May 26th, and it had been an eventful, busy day. It was a school day, of course. The day started out at the school gate. Junpei came up to me, and we had just come off of our exam week, this preceding week. We had the results posted on Monday, and so yesterday morning, Junpei came up and said, hey man, how did your tests go? How did you do? I knew he didn't do very well. He lamented as much the day the results came out. And so he asked how we did. And I was quite pleased with my own results. So I managed to score in the top 10 in our grade. Very well rewarded for the effort we put in. But it was kind of hard to then answer Junpei's question because I didn't want to throw that in his face since I knew he wasn't feeling so great about his own progress. So thankfully the game gave me a nice middle-of-the-road option to just say I was satisfied with my results, which was true, and it did kind of downplay it a little bit, but it didn't let me brag in his face about my successes. So I told him I was satisfied. And even that, I think he knew my results as well, but to hear me say it, he just, that confirmed it for him. And he said, oh man, you traitor. I thought we were going to struggle on exams together. I thought we were two of a kind in that way. I know he was kind of kidding about that, but it was that not wanting to be the only one kind of vibe. So he was kind of feeling bummed about that. But in a way that it seems like only Junpei can really do, he was able to really quickly turn his attention to a potential new Persona user. It was revealed that in a neighboring classroom in our grade, there's a girl that potentially has the same ability to use a Persona that we do. Seems like she spends a lot of time at the hospital and she misses a lot of school, so we're not exactly sure how well she would fit in with our team. But Junpei, in his quite focused way, wants another girl on the team. Another Persona user would be nice, but especially because it's a girl. And so rather than think about exams and how poorly those went, he instantly turned his focus to, how can we convince this person to join us? That's what we need to be focusing on now. Who cares about exams? Those are done. Those are behind us. Let's worry about something we can worry about. And it was that really quick, almost running away from the past problem, but in Junpei's perfect way. It was just that pursuing a goal he can pursue. When the shadows tried to flee, he would chase after them. When he sees something he's going after, he seems to be able to go after it. And I kind of felt like that was an admirable trait in the time. Things didn't work out before, so let's change our focus and try to do something that does. So it was kind of nice to go through that conversation and see that side of Junpei and just kind of appreciate his unique way of looking at things. And that took us into a normal school day. Nothing got specifically shown to us as scenes, so I like to think it was just a normal day. Our morning classes went well. We got to lunch. Maybe caught up with Junpei and Yukari and saw how their day was going. Got through another few afternoon classes and paid attention as best we could. And that was the end of the school day then. And after school, I had a lot of invites from a lot of the different social links we've made for a lot of people wanting to hang out, which is getting harder and harder to kind of balance the time with everybody because I don't really want to string somebody along and not see them for a month at a time. But our time is limited. So I have to make the decisions we can. As we did, we also kind of took a stroll around town just to kind of see if anything jumped out at us. So it gave me a chance to think about how we wanted to spend the day. And one thing I noticed, some people had spent time with Bebe. And I hadn't encountered him in any meaningful way outside of a time at Bookworms a couple weeks back when we met him when we were looking for Bunkichi's wallet. At that point, Bebe had introduced himself to us as a foreign exchange student from France and said that he spends his time after school in the home economics room with the fashion club. And he said, if we ever wanted to talk to him, he'd love to get to know us more since we're also a transfer student. And he said, just stop by the classroom anytime. As I was walking around, that kind of got to be a tempting idea. We did promise we would come see him. We hadn't seen him since then. After he initially invited us, it was the week of preparing for exams, so there were no after-school activities running, so there wasn't a chance to go then. And then it was the week of exams, so again, no extracurriculars. So it really felt like it had been long enough since we last saw him that I really wanted to get back to see him before I forgot about it or before it became too awkward to show back up. So it ended up that's where I wanted to go with the day. It was also a nice bonus that I didn't need to pick up another persona from the compendium because this wasn't a social link. This was just a person we hadn't really done anything but a first encounter with. So we made our way to the fashion room, or the home economics room, where the fashion club was meeting. And we came in, it was just Bebe. He was sewing something, extremely focused on it. But when I came in, I said hi, kind of interrupted him potentially, but he didn't seem bothered by it. He seemed excited to actually see me and have someone to talk to. It's like, oh, it's you. I remember you. We met at Bookworms. He knew my name, which was impressive. I remembered his. Or I remembered the name he introduced himself as. He gave his full proper name at Bookworms, but he said, but call me Bebe. And I remembered to call him Bebe. And he went on to say that as a transfer student from France, he's been feeling a little lonely. He hasn't met as many people, has a bit of a challenging time getting to know certain people. So, he does what he likes. He said he's training in the fashion room here and working on his sewing. He invited me to see if I wanted to join the club. And I thought about it for a second. I told you guys in the moment, it's like, well, that wasn't a direction I saw my day going. But it sounded like a unique opportunity. I'm not exactly sure what the fashion club can offer me as far as skills, but I know there are a lot of skills that would go into that I do not yet possess. And it's always good to have new information and new knowledge. And I wanted to get to know Bebe a little bit better. He seemed like a good guy. He returned Bunkichi's wallet, and he just seems positive about everything we've seen in our few interactions with him so far. So that also sounded like a bonus. So I said, yeah, that sounds great. I will join. And he was really excited to have a transfer student and someone he could, talk to about Japan and just kind of trade notes about the school life he's going through. I think he kind of sees me as that kindred spirit because we're transfer students. And I was fortunate enough, as I said yesterday, when I moved into the dorm, I had the dorm mates that I could get to kind of get to know. I had Yukari and Junpei both in my class, so I could hang around with them. So I had a lot of people and connections I could make right off the bat. But maybe if Bebe didn't have those, it was just that little bit of an extra challenge for him to integrate into school. So if I can reach out to him and be that support for him, that sounded good as well. And so of our like-mindedness in that and my joining the club, that actually unlocked the Temperance social link. A brand new social link that we haven't encountered yet. Our first new social link in a while. That is now rank 1 then, but yeah, that's a whole new social interaction. They meet 3 days a week. I think he said Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, if I remember right. So it'll be another club activity to keep track of. I had kind of complained about being busy, so I added one more club to my list of things to do, but I met someone new and someone that'll be interesting to get to know, so I felt really good about that. And so he and I stayed and, talked for a while, and it got later and later, and eventually it was time to wrap it up. So we packed up and headed our separate ways, and I made my way back to the dorm. I was kind of hoping to get back to Tartarus. I thought that the night before, but Mitsuru was out. I got back thinking, okay, tonight's the night. We can get back to it. And I talked to everybody to see how their day went, and it seemed pretty standard. And I went to check with Mitsuru to make sure everyone could go, and she pointed out that Junpei was out doing other things tonight, so he wouldn't be available to come out with us. And that was kind of a bummer, because I did want to get back there. And I toyed around with the idea of just going with the members that were there. But in the long run, I decided it probably wasn't the best strategic choice. We would have been more or less okay, but there's no real sense to go in shorthanding myself on purpose. It's safer to go into the full party that can cover all the elemental attacks and have just that extra damage output and someone else to absorb hits from the shadows, so it's not just 3 of us getting hit. And he wouldn't have gained any experience if he wasn't with us either. So there were a lot of cons to going without Junpei. So as much as I wanted to go, I kind of had to realize that the day had other plans for us. And that was fine, because it's not like I lack other things that needed doing as well. All of my social skills need some improvement. So I headed out just to kind of see what I could do. I'd really been of that mindset of going to Tartarus, so I didn't have much of a backup plan in mind. But that's how life goes. So I headed out to the Paulownia Mall. And while I was there was a man in a suit. I remembered Maya back on Sunday mentioning that she went out to the Paulownia Mall and there was a guy in a suit that was like talking to her or hitting on her or something, and just a weird guy in a suit. So I saw that same guy and talked to him just to kind of see what his deal was. He said he was looking for someone charming. So I'm like, whoa, okay, how about me? And he did that one look, that basically one raised eyebrow, and looked at me as like, you? No, of course not you. You're not who I'm looking for at all. Come back if you are, but you won't help me at all the way you are. So in no uncertain terms, he told me I am not charming enough to help him out with whatever he's looking for help with. which was fine. He doesn't need to spare my feelings on anything. I knew I needed work, and in no uncertain terms, I was told as much. And I'd already been working on my charm the other day because I wanted to pick some more of a focused direction after working on academics for so long. So I thought about the Wakatsu Kitchen. They had a regular menu that was only for people who were a bit more charming. So I just kind of figured, oh, why not? Let's work on our charm for that. But now that we've met this gentleman in a suit who also needs us to be more charming, it's another one of those feelings of the game really pushing us to focus on one stat over the other for now. Kind of like early on, it was courage to get into Club Escapade, and then academics to work on exams. It really feels like the game is saying, okay, now's the time for charm. So using that as motivation, I had considered, well, I already knew that I didn't have any more I could buy from the Net Cafe for shared software. We bought the last charm-related software from them the other day. I don't believe there were any arcade games that were focused on charm available, but there was a place we hadn't been in the evening hours. That was the Hagakure Ramen place. We'd gone a couple times after school with friends and on the weekends, but we hadn't just spent an evening there ourselves as far as I could remember. And they have, collagen-rich food there, which is good for your skin, which is good for your charm. So I figured, we can't go to Tartarus. Let's get a good meal, enjoy that while working on one of our social skills that we need work on, and then just, have a nice easy evening that leads us into hopefully a productive day the following day. So we got there, shoyu pork ramen. It did give us a couple points of progress towards our charm. It wasn't enough to level it up, but it took us a few steps closer. It looked really good. Looked like a comfy atmosphere. So yeah, it was just a nice, calm, easy evening after that. I like to think, had a nice, good meal, made our way back to the dorm, probably relaxed a bit, be it downstairs with everybody else or up in my room, and then just got to bed at a reasonable hour. With that, that is how yesterday ended up. It was a good, productive day, so a social day, a relaxing day, and it sets us up for hopefully another good day today. Okay, so this is where we left off yesterday after eating the ramen. We got a couple points of charm progress. Still not enough to level up, so we're still an unpolished, ordinary, above-average person. But it's looking better every time I've seen it. Or at least a lot better overall. We don't get ranks every time, but every step we take is a step closer. So that's where we are starting today. So we finished that good meal, headed back to the dorm. And that brings us into today, Wednesday the 27th. As has been pointed out a lot, too, our character is really good at eavesdropping and paying attention to the conversations around him, so we're starting out early with that today. I can hear people talking.
Hey, listen!
So it turns out that cactus I bought at the 100 yen store was a fake this whole time. No wonder it didn't wither. And here I thought I was taking such great care of it.
No way!
Oh my god, that's hilarious. You put so much effort into watering it, too. If you want a real plant, get one from a home center or, an actual flower shop. Yeah, I think I'll buy one from the flower shop on Port Island. I hear they've been selling seedlings for home gardening lately. The florist at Port Island Station seems to be selling seedlings for home gardens. That is true. We stopped there briefly the other day to look and see what seeds were available. You might remember a couple nights ago, Chairman Akutsuki met us after school at the dorm and said that he had a surprise for us on the roof. He set up a couple of rooftop planter boxes for us with some soil and some gardening tools, and just said, I put this together for you guys at the dorm if you want to use it. No pressure, you don't have to, but if you want to, it's available for you. And I really appreciated that he didn't need to do that for us. It was just a fun little thing, something else to do. So that night I was able to get a couple tomato seedlings planted and get those growing. They're supposed to be ready on the 4th of June, I believe. And then I stopped at the Port Island Station just to see what other seeds were available. I think they were some potato seeds. They weren't super expensive, but I also didn't feel like I needed to buy them right away because we can't plant anything new right now anyway. But we have been there, but it's nice for the game to kind of call that out and remind us in case we missed it yesterday. And maybe we'll stop by again and just make sure that those are the only seeds. Just kind of need to keep tabs on that. Might be another person, too, to kind of make part of our regular rotation. I might find new seedlings there. I should check out what's in stock every now and then. The first bell has rung. And just like that, it looks like we're at the end of the day already. So as it's been, it's another one of those school days where it seemed to go in the blink of an eye, but it was another full day. Morning classes, lunch in the middle of the day, afternoon classes. Took us to a nice twilight look out the window already. So again, even though it felt quick, it was still a full day. We've got our usual increasingly long list of messages. We've got one from Bunkichi. Bookworms is open. You see, lately my wife has been saying she wants to see Tom-chan. And we've got Bebe. This is our first actual message from him since we got to join the club with him yesterday. Konnichiwa. It's très difficult to type. Sorry if I make any mistakes. After school, I will wait in the hallway. I don't know why I wanted to read the whole thing with that accent. Odagiri, work-related, in his very proper notification-seeming messages. This is Odagiri of the Disciplinary Committee. The Student Council President will be present at today's meeting. I strongly advise you attend as well. That's all. And an ad from Wakatsu. Healthy brain food. Are you eating well? Keeping a well-balanced diet nourishes your brain, which in turn can improve your studies. We prepare great food with all our hearts just for you. Remember, a healthy brain stems from healthy food. Wakatsu's got your back. Looks like a good few things to do there. Let's get the game saved. And now, let's also take a look and see how everybody else spent their time. I've said it every time, but it's always just kind of fun to see all the different directions people had to decide to go with. It looks a little one-sided again between daily life and social links, with the overwhelming, almost total majority going social links. So few for daily life that it rounded down to show 0%. And that does give us, again, a lot of choices. A lot of people we haven't seen in a while. We attended the student council meeting on Monday, I believe. Yes, we did. I'd said it had been a while since we had any time with them. Not that it wouldn't be good to go back again. We saw Bebe yesterday and unlocked the Temperance social link. We spent time with Maiko on... well, it seems somewhat recently. It might have been Saturday, but... It wasn't a tremendously long time ago anyway. But Yuko, on the other hand, it has been quite a while. It was sometime before exams that we saw Yuko last. So just looking at that list here, I would probably lean towards seeing Yuko again. But it's also one of those, as we take a bit of a walk around, I'll do some more thinking on that and decide. We'll want to make sure if we go with Yuko that we have a strength persona with us. Or if we go with Maiko, it would be the Hanged Man, Odagiri's Justice, and Bebe's Temperance. And there's also some students to talk to, it looks like. Let's just start at the front of the classroom and work our way back. You seem to know Kirijo-san, but you're not going after her, are you? I've got nothing against Mitsuru, but I'm not particularly going after her right now. She seems very focused on other things, and she thinks that I should be as well. So, at this point, no, not particularly. Good. You'd have to be pretty stupid, too. Okay. Junpei, how you doing today? So this whole time there was a Persona user in the class next door, huh? Dude, we've been missing out. What if she's cute? I hear you, man. Yeah. Maybe we need to do some research. And an indifferent student back here. Exams suck, don't they? You have to study so much, and your score gets posted, and if you do bad, everyone will laugh at you. Yeah, it's a rough kind of motivation. Not everybody's ideal. The halls look nice and busy again today. I can see a lot of social links right from the door here. There's Bebe. There's Yuko. There's the student council room. A lot of choices already. A couple students we can eavesdrop on again here. I heard Sanada-senpai's been released from the hospital. I wonder how he got hurt anyway. No one knows. Maybe he was faking it? He was just doing it for the attention? Nah, it couldn't be. He's already surrounded by girls all the time. That's an interesting point. Yeah, we know that he was injured when the dorm was attacked in April when the Shadow attacked. But that is kind of an interesting thought on how he explained that to everybody else, because Obviously, talking about something that happened during the dark hour, that's not going to be a good excuse for anybody. He seems to have quite the solid record with the boxing team, so to say something happened there would probably be kind of tough. I mean, maybe he could claim it was a training accident or something, but from his personality, it kind of seems like he wouldn't want to admit something like that because A, it's not true, and B, as dedicated as he is to proper training, to have something like that go wrong, I don't think he'd want to do that, so I wonder how he approached that. Well, let's head off into town and stretch our legs a bit. Again, I'm right now I'm thinking about spending some time with Yuko, but well, we shall see. We talked about stopping by and checking on the seedlings at the plant store here at Rafflesia. Let's take a look. I don't assume we'll see anything new since it's just been a couple days, but
Welcome.
probably a nice little stop off anyway. See the flowers here. Enjoy the scents.
Take your time
What
looking.
kind of flowers are you looking for today? Yep, as far as the sprouts go, it's still just the buff potato sprouts. So as we get closer to harvesting the tomatoes, I'll probably come and pick one up. No sense spending 700 yen now for something I can't use for over a week.
Come again.
But nice to stop by. Thank you for stopping by. Please come again. And we have to stop by and say hi to the weak cat while we're here. I mean, how can we not? Mew to you as well, weak cat. Looks like all is right in the outskirts here. I've been pointing it out here and there, but after we defeated the shadow on the train, we noticed a lot fewer of the lost, of the people affected by apathy syndrome. Some students were talking about it, the news was talking about it, but as time has gone on, we're starting to see here and there, not a lot of instances, but just a few more people that aren't looking quite right again. We don't really have anything to base any of that knowledge on, but we're just starting to see those telltale signs in the background. I like to kind of just point that out when I see it. And I also like to stop here at the Screenshot Theater and see what they're showing. We've never been, but I just like to see what's there. Love Je t'aime Serejo is now showing. High school students pay 1,500 yen. That'd work on our academics. Probably a good movie, but with all those social link options to work on, going to a movie seems like a secondary concern for me. Check out the mall. We'll see what sort of games are available. And I also want to stop by the Velvet Room to make sure that I've got a strength persona, especially in case we spend time with Yuko today. So at Game Parade today, we have You Are the Answer, a quiz game to raise academics, and Edgar's House of Fortunes to raise our equipped persona's magic. We've been doing a lot with our academics recently with exams, and we've still got a ways to go. And he's still offering help anytime, which you love to see. So I'm not here for much other than to say hi. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. And just a thank you for always being open for us.
Done already?
Yeah, it was a quick visit, yeah, but I'll get out of your hair.
Come again, yeah?
I will. Best days to go to the pharmacy are on Saturdays because he runs a sale that day. And just, the more money I can save, the better. As limited a resource as that is. Elizabeth, how was Wednesday? I can sense that the power growing within you stems from the bonds you have forged and nurtured. Here, it may not be much, but this is my gift to you. Please accept it. Another Twilight
I'm
fragment.
looking forward to it.
I still cannot foresee the limits of your potential. I look forward to witnessing you grow even further. Thank you for that. I'm here to check on requests.
Here are my requests.
Yep, still nothing new. Still keep working on the ones we have, and we've finished the ones we could.
Very well then.
And we needed to check on our personas. I do have Valkyrie here for strength. That is good. That means I won't need to actually acquire one if we spend time with Yuko today. Which is just another thing that really feels like it's kind of pointing me in that direction. Yep. I should say hi to Igor while we're here. Be nice to get back to Tartarus again, like I've been saying, but who's to know what tonight will bring? May as well take the chance to say hi to him in case I don't get another chance later.
Welcome. Welcome to the Velvet Room.
Igor, hello. I was able to chat with Elizabeth outside, but I wanted to stop in and say hi to you. Hope your Wednesday's going well. And thank you for keeping an eye on me and helping out with my personas. I will see you again.
We look forward to your next visit.
Just a brief visit, nothing to take up a bunch of their time, but enough to keep them in our minds so that they're not just background characters or essentially just menus in our playthrough. It's kind of one of the reasons I stop by all these different places, just to make more of a personal connection than a utility connection. And the same with Officer Kurosawa here. I hope he's having an uneventful day, that things are just nice and peaceful and quiet, and continue to thank him for keeping us well equipped. I'm not here to buy anything today because I don't have a lot of money, but
All done here?
checking in with Officer
Come back
Kurosawa.
soon.
Thank you for your help. With that, let's head back to school. Let's say hi to Yuko. It's been a while. I'm so used to in past playthroughs just, traveling to the nearest location, but it's been a lot of fun when these fast travels as well to come to the entrance to places and just actually walk my way back there, to see more of the school and to just be in and around the place. And we came down those stairs. Let's go up the other way. I think this will put us over next to Yuko anyway. Gotta zigzag our way down the halls here at a speed greater than everyone else. Probably shouldn't be jogging down the halls. While we're here, we haven't been to the courtyard in a while either. Let's stop out there and just see how that's looking. It will be good to get back to Bunkichi and Mitsuko one of these days as well. They'd wanted me to check on the persimmon tree here. There's a rumor that it's going to be cut down. This student here seems to have heard the same rumor. But Bunkichi and Mitsuko just kind of wanted me to figure out if I'd heard anything about it and just keep my ear out for some information. Still don't have a lot of anything concrete to go by, but the rumor has spread, so I will tell them that next time I see them. Kind of uncommon to be coming up those stairs. And there is Yuko, the team manager for the track team. We're ranked 2 in the social link. It's been so long, maybe I'll pull up the social link here and refresh us all on what her story is. Yep, she's a second year, just like we are, manager of the track team, and childhood friend with Kazushi Miyamoto. And it's kind of nice it gives us that summary here because it has been a while since we had spent time with her, but the last time she was scolded by her teacher for a poor test and been questioning whether she's given any thought to her future. Which, like it says here, she didn't really see a lot of a point to that. At the time, she said, I'm a student right now, and I'm the team manager for the track team. That's all I need to focus on. What else should I care about? So that was kind of her stance at that point. It's been a while, so we'll see if anything's changed for her. Oh, hey, Shima-kun. Exams are finally over, huh? They are. How did you do? Hopefully well. Congrats on surviving. Hopefully you're not too beat from all the studying. We did put a lot of time in studying, didn't we? Between the library and in our room and the study groups with everybody at the dorm. But we took it seriously and we're paid off for that effort, so I feel good about that. There's no practice today, so it's the perfect time to relax. If you're leaving, want to hang out? Seems Yuko wants to walk home together. We'll get a little bit of a bonus since we've got Valkyrie with us. Should I spend time after school with Yuko? Yeah, I think I should. It's been a while. It'll be good to see what she's been up to.
Yeah.
Cool. Where should we go then? Should we get something to eat? Or maybe do some karaoke? Let's decide on the way out. I like how she thinks. It's kind of the same as I do every day. It's like, well, I'll see something along the way. I'm sure something will call out to me.
There was this one time I left some tissues in the pocket of my running pants, and then I washed it without realizing. Oh boy, did that make a mess.
That would do it.
Oh, can you hang on a sec while I put my shoes on?
Sure.
Not again. It's the same stupid prank every time. Talk about unoriginal.
Ah, there's a piece of gum on Yuko's locker.
At least my shoes are safe. Going that far would have been crossing the line.
True. Kind of one of those, yeah, it sounds like a touchy subject to try to approach. I mean, it doesn't really, I guess, even really matter who's been doing it to her. Yeah, I just kind of wonder, maybe ask her how often this happens. I mean, maybe she knows, maybe she doesn't. It doesn't change the fact that it's happening, if I were to ask her who did it. But asking her if it happens often, again, that doesn't really change anything either, other than confirming a potentially extended case of this. And since she said not again, I can already assume that it's happened frequently enough for this to be that much of an annoyance. Yeah, I'll play it safe and say, does this happen often?
After the first few times, I stopped counting.
Too often then.
I was pissed off at first, but eventually I just got used to it. Getting worked up about this would just tire me out. It's not worth it.
I do appreciate that logic, that picking your battles and not giving someone the satisfaction of getting mad about something. Still unfortunate that she has to deal with it and it's come to that. I mean, I'm not trying to make excuses for the bullying that this obviously is, but I approve of the way she's handling it. It seems very mature.
But if I catch her in the act, I am fully prepared to grab her and teach her a lesson.
Nothing wrong with that either. You don't want to be the instigator, but nothing wrong with standing up for yourself either. There is a line, so don't take that as advice like that. But I mean, yeah, she doesn't need to just roll over and take it. She can stand up and for herself when push comes to shove here.
That was a joke, okay? I'm a nice girl, really.
I like how she's ending up backpedaling just like I am too. It's like, I still think she should stand up for herself, but yeah, I'm not condoning crossing a line or anything like that, just like she says here. I mean, I'm not saying I was joking either, but again, don't be stupid, okay? Pretty straightforward. Really, the best thing to do is probably to involve some level of authority in this so that you're not taking matters into your own hands. No more advice from me on that. We'll leave it back to the game here.
Come on, let's go.
I still feel bad she's dealing with stuff like that.
So I figured this might be a good time to update our team uniform.
All right. Kind of that same idea as coming here from Officer Kurosawa and getting new gear for Tartarus.
What do you think of switching to running tights? They say it reduces wind resistance.
Hey, look over there. It's Nishiwaki-san.
Well, sounds like the conversation has changed away from that anyway.
Is that your new boyfriend? On to the next one already, I see. Impressive, Nishiwaki-san.
They're not exactly being subtle, are they? I can be kind of dense at times, but even I'm picking up a lot here.
We're not dating. He's just a friend from the team.
That's right.
Come on. No need to act all polite in front of him. Just tell it how it is. I'm surprised you could even get such a handsome guy. Maybe I should become a team manager too.
You've got it all wrong, as usual.
Don't do it. We'll just be running around after everyone all day. And it's not very attractive for a girl to be so muscular, you know?
I don't know about that either.
Not so loud. Her boyfriend's like right here. I kind of feel bad for her.
It's hard to not want to step in there and defend Yuko, but it seems like doing something like that would potentially just make things worse for her.
That's really what you want to do. I won't stop you. But you're better off looking for a boyfriend elsewhere. A manager is a busy job. You won't have time to go around sticking gum on people's shoe lockers.
Perfect. There was no better way to handle that. She sticks to her convictions. She's responsible as a manager. So much of a win for Yuko.
What on earth are you talking about? I haven't got a clue what that means.
No, of course you don't.
Of course not. It was just a random example.
Exactly. Only an evil, terrible person would do that.
wrong? Did I say something to offend you?
Yes, twist the knife. This is the level of standing up. This is perfect. This is exactly... It's fighting back that same psychological warfare that they wanted to try. It's giving it right back to them. It's not starting something. It's just fighting fire with fire. I love it.
Not at all. Hey, let's just go already.
Sorry you got dragged into that.
So much respect for Yuko. This is one of those, I've talked about it with gaming choices before sometimes too, and depending on how the game interprets this choice, I mean, obviously when I read Friends of Yours, I read that in the most sarcastic way possible, because obviously they're not friends. I mean, if my character actually thought they were friends, I don't know what he was paying attention to, but it wasn't that conversation. But there's always that fear in my head of if I read something with a sarcastic tone and the game doesn't interpret it that way, then is my character going to say, oh, were those your friends? And just look like a total, you know, someone who's not paying any attention. Oh, I don't, I'm impressed the way she handled it. I don't feel bad being dragged into that. I didn't have to say anything or do anything. I just got to watch a good show. So yeah, don't worry about it.
No, you shouldn't have to deal with that. Sorry.
Well, thank you for that. You shouldn't have to deal with it either.
I should probably fill you in before you get the wrong idea about me. Let's go sit down.
Sure. I like Yuko's directness too. She'll tell it like it is, and she won't pull her punches on things. Even with this, she doesn't want to just dismiss it and say, "Oh yeah, you know, that's how it is." I mean, I guess she kind of did that with the gum on the locker and said, "Oh, it happens a lot, but I'm just used to it." Now she's like, "Okay, I'm going to set the record straight. You know, let's talk about it."
That girl in the black tights, we went to the same middle school. Back then, there was this boy on the basketball team who asked me out, and we started dating. But turns out, he was seeing her at the same time.
Ah, I see. One of those guys.
When she found out, she said I stole her boyfriend, even though I was a victim too.
Exactly.
She blamed me because I was the manager of the basketball team. Isn't that just ridiculous?
It is.
And after I became the track team manager here in high school, that set her off on me again. But really, all I want to do is support others so they can be the best they can be.
And that's how I've taken it from her as well. I mean, we went shopping before on her time off to prepare for the track team. She's always there at practice, keeping tabs on everybody and taking times and stats and just being there for us. It really does seem like she does have the team's best interest in mind. She's even kind of lamented the team itself at times and said it's like dealing with a bunch of kids. So she's not doing it for the guys, she's doing it for the love of the team and for the activity of being the manager. And I've seen that in the short time I've been around already.
Remember the gum on my locker? That was probably her doing. She's definitely the type to hold a grudge.
And I love the way she handled it too. It would be so easy to just do the same thing to her and put gum on her locker, just escalate things in an unfair and unsafe direction. So following my advice wouldn't have been the best there. But the way she was able to just throw it in her face in conversation without escalating things directly that way was just... I couldn't think of a better way to handle it.
Oh, those girls have way too much time on their hands. All they do is complain and gossip. Why don't they do something more productive? They're the ones who should get a lecture from Makoto.
That's a fair point, yeah.
You're not putting enough thought into your future. Tell that to them, not me. Oh, that reminds me. Sorry for what they said about you. They called you my boyfriend. Must have made you feel awkward, huh?
No? I mean, to the extent that I didn't want to make Yuko feel awkward about that, but that's not a title I would be unhappy to have. She's got a lot figured out. I mean, she's not thinking long-term about her future, but we're high school students. I'm sure most of us aren't. She's a successful track team manager. She looks after the local kids in her neighborhood that know her as Auntie Yuko. She keeps tabs on the entire track team. most guys would be so lucky to have somebody like that, myself included. Yeah, I'm honored. It's definitely not a problem. I don't mind. It's, a lesser version of I'm honored, but yeah, I mean, she's being called her boyfriend is not a bad thing in my book.
Hey, you!
Maybe that was a little, make her feel awkward, but it's true.
How can you say that with a straight face? And how many other girls have you used that line on, huh?
I just say it like I see it.
When it comes to relationships, you should never play with a woman's emotions.
That's true, yes. But I don't think I'm playing. I don't think I am anyway, I guess. Okay, good advice. Good to keep aware of.
Oh, right. Make sure you don't tell Kaz or anyone else about the two-timing thing, okay?
Okay, your secret's safe with me.
You're the only one I've told.
Thank you for trusting me with it.
Oh, also, I broke up with that two-timing jerk a long time ago. Just so you know.
Good for you.
You might be thinking, so what, right? Yeah, what am I saying?
No. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to stay together with a guy like that, but it sounds like you did the right thing. Yuko seems flustered for some reason. Kind of fun to read that line because throughout this dialogue, I've kind of ended up at that same point myself. Yeah, I do feel like our relationship has grown. That's rank 3 then with the team manager and our strength arcana. Nice to be seeing steady progress there as well. Kind of catches us up more in line with everything else at this point.
Wow, that dragged on. It's late. We should be getting home.
It was definitely a different kind of afternoon. But I'm glad it had the resolution it did. It started off on a sour note and it kind of had a few throughout the middle there, but I think we came away better overall. Had to navigate some thorns to get there, but we're making positive steps.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. After saying goodbye to Yuko, I decided to go back to the dorm.
Welcome back.
What's up, dude? Looks like a lot of people are here tonight. Let's first, as we do, head upstairs and put this bag away. Alright, that's taken care of. Just step into our room a bit, just see more of the room. We don't always come in here very far, so it's nice to make our room our room. Let's check our messages. A couple other usuals. Ad from Game Parade. Games. Come play our popular crane game and try to win a prize. Then stick around and hop into one of our many immersive video games. There's great fun to be had, whether you're alone or with friends. We can't wait to see you. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but that crane game, I played it once just to try it. It cost, I think it was 200 yen. Not a lot, but we didn't have a lot of yen at the time either. But I was extremely lucky, and on that very first try, I was able to win a prize. I haven't played it again since, but I'm 1 for 1 on the crane game. And I think about that every time I read this ad, so it's kind of nice to just, for anybody that didn't remember that, to bring that back up. And it's Wednesday, so the first 3 days of the week, Chagall seems to have part-time work. We hope everyone is having a great day. Chagall is looking for someone to work the cafe today. Students may apply, no experience required. This is a paid position, and perks include free pheromone coffee. We look forward to meeting you. And that pheromone coffee would help boost our charm and our courage a little bit. And they pay us some yen, which is also very nice. Let's just see how everybody else spent their time as well. Okay. A vast majority of people focused on their daily life. There were no social links, apparently. And a handful went to Tartarus. And actually kind of going against convention, we might be in that handful going to Tartarus today, if I'm able. I'd like to have the whole party go with me. But it's been a while, and I guess as we look back there too, everyone's average level is 20, and their floors explored are 41. Our average level, I believe, is 15. It is exactly 15. So, a far enough gap between everybody else's average and my own that I really want to narrow that down. For the floors, we ended up on 36, so we're not as far off there. But still, getting closer to catching up is just going to be that much nicer. Sorry about that. The voice was getting a little raspy. I didn't want to put you guys through that. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Yeah, we want to kind of get more caught up with everyone else's average levels and things. Another benefit to going to Tartarus is we're going to potentially be getting more items to sell for yen, or finding more yen after battle. Picking up some new persona. Maybe some items or equipment. Maybe there's a lot going on in Tartarus that would benefit us right now. So I'm thinking ahead of there if the team is available. As I've been saying too, the need for more social interactions and other life skills is still high, obviously. But, yeah, we've got to manage that time we can. There were a couple nights when most people went to Tartarus where we didn't, so they've kind of done things we haven't done, and vice versa. And it's not a race, it's our own unique playthrough, so I don't want to really hold myself to everybody else's standard. As I've also said, we're not using any sort of guides or anything like that, so this isn't a min-max, absolutely best playthrough. This is just our own story and our own version through the game one day at a time. Right, Akihiko? In my eyes, Tartarus is the best place we can find for training the mind and body. Although I do understand Mitsuru's concerns about the place. Is there even a top floor to that thing? If so, what's at the top? Oof, just thinking about it gives me the shivers. I can only imagine getting to the base of something like that, this tower that seems to go on forever. It goes up into the clouds and into the sky, and you can't even see the top. And to just wonder, it's like, does this thing actually have a top? It doesn't seem to follow the rules of conventional logic, so there's no reason to think that's like, well, it can only be so tall. Like, inside, things are randomly sized, the floors change shape every day. Yeah, there's a lot of assumptions you can make about a normal structure that can't be applied to Tartarus. So there are so many unknowns. It's got to be kind of scary to go into something like that. Junpei's got another good-looking meal. Dude, my persona just keeps getting stronger and stronger. I feel like I can take on any enemy now. Okay, well, maybe not any enemy, but I do feel like I've gotten a lot better than before. Now if only my grades would go up too. Huh, I guess you do have some self-awareness. Hey, don't make this serious. It was just one of those self-depreciating jokes. Ugh, now I'm depressed for real. Yukari has that way with, just jabbing him exactly where it'll hurt. What's on TV tonight? Let's see what's on TV. His assist, the team pulled through. In seasonal news, the tourism industry in Okinawa is gearing up for another year. Though the weather is colder this year, many tourists are still enjoying the early island summer. It's little things like that, too, that I especially love about this Persona a Day playthrough, because we are tied right in with the real world. It is May 27th in-game, it's May 27th in real life. So all of these seasonal talks about the weather changing and the seasons changing, we're right there with it. So we're thinking the same thing, that summer's right around the corner. That's exactly why I started this as I did. And I'm not the only one doing this either. I do kind of want to call that out. I've seen other players doing a similar daily playthrough. I haven't actually had a chance to watch them because I don't want to influence my own play style, but I hope they're all having a lot of fun and a lot of luck with theirs as well. And it'll be interesting to catch up and see how some other people spent their year as well. Chairman Akutsuki, I'll tell you how I'm a little disappointed about Yamagishi-kun. Sorry. I'm a little disappointed about Yamagishi-kun as well. I don't know why that one was so hard to say. And again, Yamagishi, that is the Persona user from Class 2E that we're still trying to figure out if she can work with our team or not. It's quite difficult to find someone who has the potential. Wouldn't you feel more confident in your abilities with more team members? Absolutely, I would, yes. Yeah, the more the better. You never want to turn down strategic allies.
That'd be correct.
That's true, yes. Thankfully, Sonata-kun has rejoined the team. It is nice to go into the full party of 4. we were doing okay with just the three of us, with Yukari, Junpei, and I, but having a fourth really just rounds us out, gives us a little bit more coverage, and makes me feel that much more capable. Mitsuru, yes. Let's check on everyone's status.
All right.
Everyone can go. All right. I think, yes, I'm going to commit to that. We are going to go to Tartarus tonight. But before I do, I want to stop by by Club Escapade. There's a fortune teller there who can give us a fortune that will increase the showing up of the rare, those golden hand shadows. They're worth a lot more experience to beat. It will cost us 3,000 yen to get that fortune told. It does kind of set us back a little bit financially. But I think it's a good investment if we can get a couple rare shadows in the mix. Also looks like the fortune teller's got something new to say. Oh, it appears there's been a change within you. Will allow me to provide you with the new fortune befitting the unusual light that you hold within. Okay. We can select the gamble fortune. Now then, tell me, what shall it be? It's been a while since we had our future told. Let's see what that's like. Let us begin. I feel another change. A strong wind blows across the world, sending a blue flower's petals into the air. How will you interpret this wind? As a weak and frail breeze, or a brave and mighty gust? Let us hope that you find fortune in your destiny. Cryptic enough, but interesting enough to think about. But yes, we're also here for a fortune. I was thinking about the rarity fortune, but the gamble fortune increases the chance of enemies turning into strong or rare enemies. Strong enemies are those ones that are cloaked in that kind of red aura. They're harder to beat, but they're worth more to beat. Kind of seems like gamble fortune. It says it'll also, turning into strong or rare enemies. That would be kind of like the red shadowed ones or the gold hands. Both good, but I think that the draw of the rarity is still priority to me. They're worth just so much more than a normal shadow. And they run away pretty regularly as well, so it's hard to really say that this will be a guaranteed thing, but if we can beat one or two, it'll pay for itself if it drops anything. And we need levels, so the more things that we can have that could potentially pay out big levels, the better. Well, let's ask for a rarity fortune. If that is what you wish, it will be 3,000 yen. You are sure this is what you want? Yes, please. Then let us begin. I see it. If you do go to the Tower of Shadow tonight, you are destined to face an adversary clad in gold. The chance of rare shadows has increased when exploring Tartarus. Let us hope that you find fortune in your destiny. There have been plenty of times in past playthroughs of this game I've wanted to get a rarity fortune and forgotten until I was in Tartarus, and by that time it's too late. I'm sure it'll happen at some point in this playthrough as well, so think of this as a fortune of my own or a bit of foreshadowing. But for tonight, I remembered. So Mitsuru, let's make for Tartarus tonight.
Yes.
Very well. We'll meet at Tartarus around midnight. Don't be late. I'll let the others know. I still just love that changeover as well. So here we are, the lobby of Tartarus. And I'm going to again save the game because we're committing to our choices. There's no going back now. We already talked to Elizabeth, so I don't think there's anything new about her request.
Are you accepting a request?
All good there.
Very well, then.
But I think I will stop into the Velvet Room and just see what I can fuse. Right now, we've only got one open slot for personas, so if I do find any in a shuffle time, I can only really take one without having to overwrite another one. And since we're at the very start of our climb for the day, we've got that hour ahead of us still. So I don't need to worry so much about which ones I have on hand for social links at this point. It'll become more of a concern as we get closer to the end of the day, but the more openings I can have now, the more options it gives me. Let's try to fuse something anyway. The more personas we make, also the more strategic options that gives us. So let's look to fuse some personas. We've already registered everything we have in the compendium.
Registering.
Yep, other than Valkyrie, which is an inferior version to what's already registered. So I'm going to fuse.
fusion, is it?
And I don't know if anybody's specifically wondered, but normally I go to Fusion Search. That's what I'm probably going to keep doing, but I could kind of do it the old manual way and just pick a persona and then another one and see what we can make. But there's something just extra convenient about having this Fusion Search option.
What kind of persona do you desire?
That just goes through everything in my persona inventory, and these are all the combinations I could make right now. So rather than having to guess and check and kind of waste all of our time with that, this is just a nice easy list to see everything all in one screen.
Take all the time you need to consider.
And since I'm level 15, I can only make up to level 15. So jack-o'-lantern on down here. Yeah, I mean, Valkyrie and Fornius there. They're both lower level, so to make a level 15 out of that, and it's a magician, which would potentially be beneficial in spending time with
This
Kenji.
would be a wise choice.
And Jack-o'-lantern's another one of those iconic persona from the Persona franchise. Obviously fire aspected, as you can see by his skills, his design. But I think I do want to make this persona. It's weak to ice. Again, it's a fire element, so the opposite. It's very magic and luck focused. And I can acquire 2 abilities from the other persona. But let's look at Jack-o'-lantern's background. A drunkard who tricked the devil out of taking him to hell. When refused entry to heaven, he was forced to wander the earth with only an ember as a light.
What do you wish to inherit?
Well, it's a magic-focused user, so having wind coverage is probably kind of nice. Bash wouldn't be bad, just to give that physical striking damage option for me, but the idea of dodge slash is kind of nice, just because that's a perpetual passive that's going on. So if anything tries to slash us, there'll just be that slight chance to avoid it.
It seems you have been blessed with some power.
We're going to get a little bit of power from our magician social link. So let's do it.
Why, this is exciting, isn't it?
I just love these scenes of showing both the cards of the personas flying around, fusing together, and flying from our mind into being. There he is. I am Jack-o'-lantern, ho. I'll light up the path for you, hee-ho. And we do have Junpei for most of our fire coverage, but if I can step in there and help out, all the better as well. And I can also see that it's got Mar Agi as well as just Agi. So that would attack the entire party at once. It's got definite strategic viability in times. Alright. As far as new personas go, we can also look at making the strength here. Or a chariot, or the moon. I'm going to hold off on making the moon because I just made Jack-o'-lantern and probably don't want to get rid of him right away. If we made a chariot persona, that would be our boost with the track team. At level 14,
All the time
at level 14, it might be able to hang around with us through the end of the day as well, so that could be a good
This would
way
be
to
a
go.
wise choice.
It can inherit a lot of skills as well. It's weak to wind, but it's resistant to striking. And the background for Zoshoten here, also known as Virudaka. He is the protector of the south and is one of the 4 heavenly kings of Buddhist origin. He is the god of the 5 grains and was once the chief of the gods. And as I've said before, sorry about pronunciations. I do the best I can, but I'm sure there's a lot to be desired at times, so please bear with me. It's got a lot of strength, a lot of endurance, but very little agility. Kind of one of those persona where it might be more strategic to start with a faster persona equipped and then switch over to him in battle just to get my turn to come up a little sooner.
What do you wish to inherit?
Well, not a lot of choices here. We get to inherit 4 things. There's only 4 skills, so let's just take them all.
It appears it will receive a fair amount of extra power.
It's finally time.
And again, this just opens up a chance to find other persona in our travels, not have to dismiss them because I don't have space. These will also be seeds for future fusions going forward. I am Zoshoten. I shall watch as your noble soul grows from beside you. Every time I make one too, there's just that little further feeling of getting stronger, having more options, and seeing where we came from and where we're at already. This is the first time we've had a persona actually fill up all of its skill slots. So as you can see, we can only have the 8 that are on there, so if we try to go beyond that, we have to forget something else. Assault Drive does medium strike damage to 1 foe. So what I kind of like to do is just look for lesser variants of that, like Bash here. Deals weak strike damage to 1 foe. So Assault Drive is going to cost 21 HP to use, compared to 14 for Bash. But it just does that little bit more, so I'll take that over Bash. And there we go. Alright, that covers us for now.
Are you finished?
And I don't need to register those new persona because as soon as they're created, they're automatically registered.
We look forward to your next visit.
So thank you both for your help here. I feel that much more prepared for the climb now. And let's get to it. Yep, we last left off on floor 36, so that's where we'll be starting out. I'm going to also double check our equipment when we get here. Oh, that's right, I had a rarity fortune red today. Full face adversaries clad in gold.
Come on, let's get this show on the road.
Okay, good, yeah. I bought that new weapon for Akihiko the other day, and I was 95% sure I equipped it when I bought it, but there was just that bit of a nagging thought in my head to really want to make sure. And I think most people are up to floor 41. And I don't remember exactly what Mitsuru had said last time we were here. I think we were about 8 or so floors away from a barrier floor. So it'd be kind of nice if we could even get that far today. I mean, it'd be real nice if we could get that far today, but I don't want to overexert and push too far either. We'll be responsible as we climb. There's a faint enemy presence on a floor much higher up from where we are. Okay, and yep, this is another reminder about the adversary clad in gold for the rare shadows. And right there, we've got one already. That's not to say we'll succeed in battle, or we'll even, trap it enough to be able to battle it, but we just have that chance. And a lot of these I try to approach with a lot of caution, especially the rare shadows, because they will run away. But if we can get behind him and hit him before the fight starts, then we get a surprise attack. We all get to attack first. Strategically, that's always the best place to be.
Don't let it get away.
Don't want to get too close. And
Whoa! What the hell? Why's the floor so dang bumpy here?
you scared me, Junpei. That was a good approach.
That's a rare one.
They run away, and they're also very evasive, so it's definitely not a guarantee by any stretch once these fights start. You can see it dodged that. But if I can stack the deck as best as possible before the fight starts, then all the better.
So the enemy is weak to light.
And this actually does have a weakness, so obviously we want to try to exploit that.
I'll go with.
If I've got a persona that's able. I believe, I know Koha's a light attack, but I want to... Okay, that should be a regular, normal light attack. Tamlin's also got one there. Tamlin's also got growth 1, so Tamlin will gain experience, a fraction of the battle's experience, whether in battle or not. We're just here to knock it down, really. Although we can do a lot more. Okay, yeah, we'll use Tamlin. Stats are better. Because even if we knock it down, we still need to actually finish it off in an all-out attack. And it could dodge this, too, for all we know. So. Thankfully, it did not.
It's time for a full assault.
Think good thoughts here. Wonderful. What a way to start tonight's climb. And a major arcana. More experience the entire night. Yes, please. For anybody who doesn't remember, when we find the major arcana, you'll see in the lower corner of the screen there's that arcana burst area. If we can find 3 major arcana, that will trigger that arcana burst. And for the rest of the night, all of these numbered cards will be one level higher. Very good thing. So we will definitely take the Fool Arcana for our first card. Already seen level progress. Congratulations, Akihiko. And an odd coin, they're worth a couple thousand yen.
Good teamwork, everyone. Now on to the next.
It was. Yeah, well, Tamlin was a good balanced. Oh, there's the stairs already.
This is where the stairs were.
Kind of want to just, check out the rest of the floor here, see what shadows we can encounter at this area. They get stronger the higher we get as well, so. Also, these things I'm breaking might have items that I can sell. Oh. Okay. I don't need to go all the way back to the starting area here, but there's no other shadows in our path so far, so it's a pretty quick check. And there is a strong shadow here and a treasure, so I'm kind of glad I came back. I really do want to try to ambush this one, though, because strong shadows, as their name clearly implies, are strong. They can hit us pretty hard, and so
That's one strong shadow.
to not be cautious is just that much more dangerous. Thankfully, there's just one enemy.
Stay focused. This opponent looks tough.
And we haven't encountered this one before, so we don't have any elemental knowledge, other than we know it uses strike attacks. No one else in our party can use ice, so I'll throw out Bufu here. No weakness there. But I never feel like that's really a loss. That's information gain that lasts forever now. Like, I can always check on that list for this enemy and see that ice doesn't offer any strategic benefit. And now we know that fire is the weakness. Oh. Well, that was fortunate. Wow. 3 dodges and I blocked it. I did not see that happening. We're going to rely on our brand new pal Jack-o'-lantern here. Use that fire attack. Don't need to use Mara Agi because there's just one enemy. So we'll conserve the SP and go with regular Agi. Hopefully we hit it, knock it down, and just keep these all-out attacks coming. Okay, and you might wonder why Junpei decided not to use a fire attack. It's because no one had used any slashing attacks yet, so he was kind of feeling that. Wow.
You avoided.
Was feeling that out. Oh, that hit us a little hard. I'm going to probably look at an item after combat here. Here we go. But the battle is over now. 2 battles, 2 major arcana, and this increases the damage of our all-out attacks for the rest of the day. Definitely want to pick that up. That'll just help us end fights that much quicker, hopefully.
Nailed it! Nice going, Junpei.
Very good. Yeah, Akihiko took a pretty solid hit there, so let's... We found a life stone earlier, I think. Looks a little less critical now. A nice box of money. Nothing against working at Chagall Cafe, but if you think that if we spent our entire evening there, we would have made...
We've mapped everything on this floor.
We would have made about 3,000 yen, I think. In that one chest alone, we found half that.
Move it!
Looks like a teleporter here.
Back, but it's your call.
We could, but I don't really see the reason to. We just got started.
I'm used to seeing these faces everywhere.
Wait,
Did it just look at us?
That would be quite surreal. There's the face, the eyes, the... Yeah. We'll keep cautiously backing away until it turns its back, and then we'll strike.
Hey, let's let that shit.
Oh, that's a lot of enemies. I like that they're both using party-wide attacks, or enemy party-wide attacks as well.
This may be a good test of your skill.
Phantom Mage. Yeah, I see that lantern inside it, and it makes me think of the lantern Jack Frost was carrying, and Jack Frost is weak to ice. So I wonder if the Phantom Mages are as well. Although the thought of using Bufu on 4 different enemies in one fight seems a little... Okay, don't have to worry about it. Nice hit.
Yuri's taken one down.
Okay, I believe that's a dark attack. We haven't seen much of that yet. Now Mudo, that's the one you really don't want to see. Thankfully that one missed, because Mudo is a one-hit knockout attack.
Akihiko's in trouble.
Alright, we've been pushed a little further than we've seen in fights recently.
Not good. You've been knocked down. Can't afford to lose. Takeba, are you all right?
Okay.
Takeba's in danger. Someone patch her up.
This fight escalated quickly, didn't it?
This may be a good test.
They're using a lot of dark attacks. So there's that part of me that thinks light might be the answer. There's also that self-preservation side of me that thinks healing is the answer. But a good offense is a good defense, they say, right? This is either going to work or it's going to be blocked. Good.
One less to worry about.
And I was hesitant before about using the same attack on all the enemies, but I'm less so now because I want this fight to be over. After the fact, maybe we'll have Yukari heal us up. Let's finish it with an all-out attack, yeah.
Finish this.
Wow. Well, that was a fight. We could reacquire Valkyrie. We could pick up some money. Let's take the money. 2,390 yen.
Good teamwork, everyone. Now on to the next.
It was, but we also took quite a beating in that fight, so... I want stats. Or skills, not stats. I'm so used to going down to our stats. But she's got Midia, which will heal the entire party. Yeah, that looks a little better. Yeah, if anything, yeah. She's our healer. You especially want to keep her topped off. Okay. Some holy earrings. I'm guessing they probably protect us from holy attacks. Or from light attacks. Reduce light damage. It's more of a situational thing. The guard things we have give us 1 endurance all the time.
Enemy spotted. Let's take him down.
Boy, just think too, if I'd let that other enemy get a free attack on us, how much damage it could have done. That Mudo attack, though, all it takes is one unfortunate bit of luck there, and if they target my character, if Tom here goes down, then the fight is over. It doesn't matter if anybody else is alive still.
So ice has no effect.
I don't remember hitting Dancing Hand with ice, but apparently we have at some point. Well, we know Junpei is going to probably...
The enemy's weak to electricity.
Junpei is probably going to use his fire attack. Unless he wants to try to slash Dancing Hand. So maybe if I slash Dancing Hand, that just takes that off the table for him. I'm glad that missed. That's one thing about Akihiko's style. He does not hold back.
Well done.
He ended the fight, which is very good. Nice to see a shuffle time here as well. I think, yeah, we made Nigimi Tama at one point, but that's nice to have another one. And it's a Temperance persona, which now we have an increased use for with our social link with Bebe. So whether it's an ingredient or something for our social links, let's add Nigimi Tama to the team. Level 16. Progress. Could all be undone if something goes wrong with a bad dark attack, but with caution and luck, we'll do it. A little more HP, a little more SP, a little closer to everybody else's averages. We look a little better off after that fight.
Oh, can we go up those stairs?
We can, but I want to break some stuff first. A very short floor. Got a rare chest here.
We don't see that kind of chest often. Let's not pass it up.
There's a couple of them.
Dude, ain't that a rare chest?
It is. We can see these two red locks on
I
it.
know my own in a fight pretty damn well, don't you think? I always knew I had talent.
You do, but you're also quite confident. Maybe be careful there. But yes, again, you can see two red locks on this, which means we know it's going to take 2 Twilight Fragments to open. We have 23, so I can justify trying that. An Anorak Parka.
Not bad.
As I've said last time we found armor, I don't want to give it to anybody right away because I kind of want to see who can get the most utility out of it. I'm guessing it's Akihiko since he asked first, but reduces fire damage, a little more defense. Yukari's the lowest. Well, Yukari and Junpei are both at the lowest defense. Let's also take a look and see, is anybody weak, specifically weak to fire? Not specifically. So, in that sense, I think it would be better for Yukari to have that, just because she needs the most defense right now in terms of upgrading everybody else's defense. $65 up to $76, a nice solid 11-point gain. There you go. Just so we don't have an exclamation mark there. Okay. Nice to find some gear. Especially nice that we didn't have to buy it.
There's a shadow!
There's 2. Here's your chance to attack.
Totally new enemy here. Soul Dancer. Oh, no ice. Electricity's not bad, but not great. Wind is the key. Here we go, yeah. I've said it before too, I like with these all-out attacks. Whoever knocks the last enemy down takes the lead in the all-out attack. It's that kind of final end screen here. So we can pick up slime. Ooh, we can get some free healing. Yeah. We took some hits earlier on in Tartarus, so just kind of get some free energy back that way. Nice, nice, nice. A couple more levels.
Yeah, I'm getting jacked.
And a skill. A passive skill counter. That will mean he has a chance to reflect back physical damage. A very nice skill to have.
That went pretty well.
That went really well. There's that gamer part of me that would really love to see a two-way teleporter soon, just so I can get back downstairs and save it. Just continue our dot-to-dot of destruction through the tower here. A rare chest, a shadow.
Dude, ain't that a rare chest?
Well, it faked me out. I thought it was going to keep walking, but it turned around. Ooh, that was generous.
You have the initiative.
I won't argue with getting that, but I don't really think I earned it. Again, I'll just keep using ice because I'm the only one that can do that.
All right, the enemy's down. All right, the enemy's down.
With that, we should knock them all down here, unless I can manage to miss. I don't like using a bunch of SP in one fight like this, but I like ending the battle. And since we're playing this through 1 hour in Tartarus for our Dark Hour, I don't want to really end the day with a bunch of unused resources either. We could pick up Poisma, we could pick up Chimera, or we could get some money. I do want to keep making more Persona, but I keep saying, too, we need more money. I'll take 1,400 yen.
That certainly went well.
We'll use another fragment here. Alright, a skill card for Eha. A dark attack. Probably nothing up here, but if I don't break these, I'm going to wonder. We have the knowledge that I was right, and the unfortunate fact that I was right.
Shadow up ahead.
Much better. That one I felt better about sneaking up on.
All right, we have the advantage.
Alright, Soul Dancer was weak to wind. And Spurious Book is weak to electricity. Why don't I? Yeah, why not? I'll just hit this one with a regular attack. We'll have that knowledge going forward. This is one of those. I wouldn't have minded if she just used Garu on the one, but I get her logic of using Magaru to hit them both.
Let's finish this. Talk about the enemy.
Nice critical finish here from Akihiko.
Let's continue exploring.
Good fight.
All right then, moving on.
Another set of stairs.
Oh, stairs!
So that was the whole floor, I believe. It sure was.
Let's see.
I was just thinking, yeah, so this is floor 40. The number probably doesn't mean much. But this is a veritable accomplishment. Keep up the good work. And it is really cool to say.
We don't run into any creeps here.
Yeah, that we're on the 40th floor already. That we walked here floor by floor. Okay, we teleported occasionally to get back to floors we left off on, but overall, we've walked the entirety of this tower thus far.
Hey, there's a treasure. I think I'm getting pretty good at fighting.
It's also nice to hear the party feeling confident in our abilities, and the fact that we keep coming back and getting stronger. That's why we keep doing it. And why I wanted to get us back here so that we don't fall behind everybody's average and encounter fights that will be too much of a test for us. It's kind of the more extreme version of preparing for exams. By doing a bit of studying ahead of time, you're a lot more prepared than if you just try the day of exams and hope it'll all come to you in the moment.
Yeah.
Hit him hard and fast. Gotcha.
Looks like the enemy's weak to ice.
Weak to ice and weak to light. These phantom mages, they hurt. I'm going to try to knock them both down.
All right, the enemy's down.
And again, I don't want to use too much SP all in one fight here, so I think I might pass the rest of my turn off to Junpei. He being the slowest member of the group, aside from me sometimes, he doesn't get to attack as often, so he's got a lot more both HP and SP at his disposal. Let's see what he decides to do with it. Vacuum Slash, a good attack, it's going to hit everybody.
That's 2 fewer than before. Good job, Iori.
That was good, yeah. And just that strategic fact-finding on what's weak to what. And that works both ways. Junpei got taken down.
Someone cover for me. Looks like the enemy's weak to ice. The enemy's down. Good hit.
I know I'm using a lot of SP here, but in so doing, I might be able to get this all attack to give us a shuffle time at the end and just get a couple more resources to make use of it. I've said before, you'll notice there's only 3 of us attacking because right now Junpei was knocked down. It was still enough to end the fight, though. Oh, Slime, come along. Nice experience and some items here.
Good teamwork, everyone. Now on to the next.
Our HP is looking okay. Wouldn't be bad depending on what shuffle time we encounter. If there's a card of cups that gives us some healing, that might not be bad. I do have items and I do have some skills we could use, but it's that fine balancing act as always. In this group of 3 different enemies now, so we've got a lot of different coverages. Don't really know what Wild Beast is weak to. We will try light. Okay.
The enemy's down.
So we could knock this one down with electricity and that one with wind. If I can knock this down with electricity, then maybe we can shift off to Yukari to hit the last one with wind.
All right. The enemy's down. Scratching that.
Okay. Garu would have sufficed, but Mogaru doesn't hurt either because it does whittle everybody else down a little bit further. So maybe our all-out attack can finish them all off here. That would be really good. Nice. A DS skill? Oh, okay. This would just apply to me. I don't think it's our entire party. We've already got Inugami, so we don't really need the Hanged Man to get any experience there. I'll take some free healing. And like I said, if I go down, the entire run is over. So, well, not the entire run, but you know, it's a game over. So we'd have to load back in. Persona a day is going all the way.
Went well.
Found the stairs. Wanna head up?
Well, that's another fully explored floor. I guess nowhere else to go but up. Oh, another nice chest.
It's a treasure chest.
Haven't been seeing a lot of rare shadows yet. We did beat the one, so I don't want to complain about the success we've already had, but I wouldn't turn down beating another one before the night is out, if at all possible.
Enemy spotted. Let's take him.
This group.
So the enemy's weak to light.
I really wish I had a group-wide light attack. Hitting 16 SP to knock all these enemies down.
All right. The enemy's down.
I'll go with.
But looking at the clock too, our dark hour time is at least half over now. I need to do a better job probably of displaying that to all of us, but it's also kind of a rough timeline too. I don't want to say that, okay, it's been 58 and a half minutes, so I've got a minute 30 before it's over, but within reason. I kind of wanted to limit to around an hour for the Dark Hour, just for fun narrative purposes and to keep us coming back here. I've said before that the ideal way to play is to just play as much as you can in Tartarus in one night. Minimize your trips here so you can open up time for other things. That's not how our story's going to go. All right, this will give us our third major arcana, which will be that Arcana Burst. Ma'eha gems are fine. They're not great, but they're a utility item for certain situations. But I'm here for the Arcana Burst. As for the rest of the night now, we'll be seeing better cards. Ooh. Some free healing isn't terrible. But a level 4 coin card seems pretty nice, too. I gotta take the money. 2,800 yen. Not terrible. I mean, I will definitely take it considering what we came in with.
Let's do the same thing for our next fight.
So yeah, we're already up to 13,000 yen. And people weren't that hurt. So okay, I'm kind of glad now that I didn't end up taking the healing. Always nice when hindsight proves to be correct. Doesn't usually work that way either, so when it does.
Doesn't that chest look kind of different from the others?
You mean that glowing purple aura? A Balm of Life, a fantastic healing item. A lot of forks in the road here. Okay, that actually rounds things out nicely.
Shadow up ahead. We've got the upper hand.
That hit the enemy's weakness. You're doing great, Takeba.
Wonderful set of punches there from...
One target. Looks like the enemy's weak to ice.
What to do?
I'm going to go for this last knockdown and use this all-out attack, hopefully, to finish things off. That's why I said hopefully. That especially hurts, because that still cost me the SP to use the skill.
Looks like the enemy's weak to ice.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Okay. Well, you can't hit them all. We're not 100% accurate.
The enemy's down.
But it was a mild inconvenience. It wasn't a huge setback. Just sometimes those things you like to see. Well, I'd rather hit. I don't think any of us really got hit that fight. We just missed a lot. So money. 2,200 more. I don't know if I'll ever get to the point in game where I feel like I've got enough, but...
That certainly went well.
I mean, seeing that we're up to 15,900. For this playthrough, that feels like a ton. And we're finding these items that we can sell to Officer Kurosawa as well, so a little bit more non-liquid cash in our inventory right now.
Hey, there's a treasure chest.
Yeah, if I'd kept going, that enemy would have turned around. So if I'd have just run from the get-go, I probably would have been fine. But I'd rather take a couple seconds to look around than to rush greedily in. A lot of fights have proven they can really do bad things to us if we underestimate them. I kinda wish we had somebody else with more ice. Oh.
I'll go with.
Here's a test. I'm hoping I can knock both of these that are weak to light down. And then maybe if we head off to Yukari, we haven't tried piercing on one of those enemies yet. So maybe piercing will knock the other two down.
All right, the enemy's down.
Good luck, Yukari. Okay, wonderful. That's exactly the outcome I wanted to see there. Very nice. Dodge Dark. We do have one of those on us already. Yep, gonna keep taking the money. It did.
That certainly went well.
So far, there hasn't been any dialogue about anybody feeling tired, so we're not quite, that far down yet on our SP. Another set of holy earrings.
treasure?
Most certainly is. Some purifying rice. A strong shadow over there. A one-way teleporter in
That's
here.
a one-way teleporter, but there's no need to head back yet.
I agree. Other than the paranoid side of me that would like to save the game, there's no good reason that I should turn around. Kind of looking at Junpei's HP here. I don't know, well, you know, these red shadows, because they can do a lot more damage to us. We've got a T here. How about a T for Junpei? Just, 10 HP more. That little bit. I can say I took steps then to heal him up. There are a lot of times where 10 HP is not going to matter in combat, so that T probably would have been with us for months. Now it actually served a purpose.
That's one strong shadow.
The enemy's strong.
It's always kind of nice to see these strong enemies just by themselves. It gives us that... Ooh, that didn't do a lot of damage. It gives us that chance to get some information about it without having to do a lot of other stuff. To deal with multiple enemies. The enemy is distressed and it's weak to fire. I will step up with Jack-o'-lantern here and we can do some fire damage. Junpei will hopefully follow up and we'll do the same. We'll hit it with another all-out attack. Nice. This thing's got a lot of HP. Well, he got a critical hit because the enemy was distressed. So it wasn't the attack I wanted to see, but the outcome was what I wanted. Basically, that kind of sums up Junpei, doesn't it? He doesn't do it the way I expect he will, but he still gets those results. Of all the people to attack...
She needs backup.
All right, that hurt a little. We're going to have a little bit reduced all-out attack damage because Yukari's down right now.
The enemy's down.
This just kind of feels like another one of those situations where ending this fight is the best thing we can do. The more we try to tread water and heal, the more we're just going to be going through our healing items and skills. Perfect. Just what we needed. And she'll do a party-wide heal. Akihiko can focus on an attack then. Junpei can hopefully use fire. Ooh. Okay. Well, I mean, this is what you get when you give the party members free will.
The enemy's weakness is fire.
I don't know why he doesn't want to use fire here, since we know it's a weakness, but he must have his reasons. Maybe he figured that would finish it, and it would save the SP.
Now, it's your roll.
But like I've said, he's his own man. Those are his own strategic choices. I don't have to like them. I don't have to agree with them, but they're not mine to make right now. But it worked out. Ice break. Full HP, more XP, or more money. Gonna keep taking the money. $24.50. Between summoning persona and updating equipment, it's just
Doing pretty well.
always a need. And I want to balance out our SP usage a bit here, so we'll have Akihiko do a couple heals here, and just make sure we stay a little more viable. Again, time is ticking away. Ooh, that was close. That's what I get for looking at the minimap and not with the eyes in front of me.
Shadow up ahead.
The group of three. You have the initiative.
Weak to electricity, weak to fire. So if I can hit the one with Zio, then there's... Or I could hit them both with fire. And... No. I do like the idea of going back to Tamlin using Zio. Then ideally I can shift off to Junpei and he can use fire on the other two.
The enemy's down.
It's all you.
Everybody's going interesting directions with their strategic choices right now.
Akihiko took out one girl. You reset one down.
But again, at the end of the day, the battle ended the way it was supposed to. And we get a shuffle time. Take some money or a skill card. The money it is.
And that's a wrap, folks.
How are we looking at for our stats? How are we getting any closer to leveling up? 489, 507, 543, 144. Not terrible. This has been a longer, busier floor, but there are the stairs. Again, all we can do is just keep climbing. This looks like
Careful. The enemy's nearby.
looks like a guardian. I'm detecting a powerful enemy up ahead. Everyone stay sharp. Oh, good,
that
good, good.
reminds me.
If an enemy isn't letting up, consider using skills to buff your allies or invigorate enemies. By raising your defense and lowering an enemy's attack, you may be able to weather the storm. It's an effective strategy in battle that might get more involved than expected. In battles that might get more involved than expected. Think tactically to fight efficiently. I don't sense any enemies. Don't sense any enemies above here. We may be approaching a border floor. Reaching it would be a great accomplishment. I'll be counting on you. That would definitely be a great accomplishment. But I also want to take this two-way teleporter back down to the first floor here because, number one, I want to save the game. We've accomplished a lot, and I don't want to lose that progress. I guess I was gonna say number two would be the persona, you know, Velvet Room, Compendium, all that good stuff. But we'll just end up doing the same thing because I'd like to attempt to fight this enemy on this guardian. Alright, we're good and healed up. We don't have a lot of SP left to any of us, but yeah, I think this is a good place to be.
Salut.
It'd be better if I had more on me, of course, but we're as healed up, I think, as we can efficiently be. Mitsuru was talking about trying to lower an enemy's defense or attack while upping our own, so you like to expect that something like that's going to be important in this fight here. Don't know how much of that we can really put into effect, but try to think strategically and be responsible. Tamlin's been a good persona to have on hand as well. Good speed, good skill coverage, a good one to lead off with. Here we go.
All right.
It's enemy territory up ahead. Are you ready for battle? Let's go. I'm as ready as I'm gonna be. But I'm the leader, so I'm gonna be confident.
All right.
Ready? Let's go. Nice cool enemy design. Clairvoyant relic.
This opponent looks tough. Be on your guard.
Yet we know absolutely nothing about it.
What to do?
So, as it is with so many new enemies, I'm gonna just start off with Bufu. Okay. An enemy inflicted with freeze is a 100% guaranteed critical hit.
All right. Nice.
I really appreciate Yukari knowing that as well, and attacking with a physical attack that can't be a failed attack. I know we had an all-out attack in the middle there, and a critical hit, but I like the damage we've already done. Ooh,
Takeba's down. She needs backup.
ouch.
This opponent
Well.
looks tough. Be on your guard.
I'll go with.
I think I need to do a little bit of healing here. I want to, throw a Dia off to Yukari. She might be able to media both she or the whole party at that point then. She's down. Not a good place to be.
It's my turn now.
Okay. Well, if she heals up Akihiko, then that still opens him up to do some physical attack himself.
Not bad.
Not good. You've been knocked down.
I can't go down.
All right.
Akihiko's been taken out. This is bad.
This is bad. We haven't actually been pushed into a corner like this before.
It's tough. Be on your guard.
Doesn't seem to have a whole lot of weaknesses. If it does, it's going to be either wind, light, or dark. But I don't want to be down a man at this point, so... That's why we got these revival items. I'm going to use a revival bead, bring Akihiko back into the fight.
I'm good to go now.
Thanks.
Let's go.
That's not bad.
Alright, defense down is not really a good thing here. But that was what Mitsuru was talking about before this fight started.
What to do?
I'm going to try Koha here and just see what happens. Nope.
I've got this.
I've got no real reason to think Dark's going to be any better.
Not bad.
A critical hit on one of those would have been nice.
Iori's been knocked down. Someone cover for him. Your defense was reduced. Watch out.
Whew.
What's next?
Junpei needs help. Ideally, Yukari. If she could hit us with a Media here, I would really like that. Okay. Good.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Still kind of dire straits, but
I'm just getting started.
if we could stop missing too, I would really appreciate that.
Seriously? Takeba's down. She needs backup.
Solid hit.
Akihiko's in trouble.
This is tough. Let's hit everybody up with some party-wide healing. Sorry, I'm kind of going quiet here because this fight's pushing me a little further than a lot of the fights we've encountered so far. This enemy's got a lot of good skill coverages of its own, and it knows how to exploit them.
Akihiko's down. Someone do something. Iori's been knocked down. Someone cover for him. This doesn't look good. Your health is low. Do you have any healing?
Ah. All right. We've got it to use it. 100 HP for all our allies.
You're the best.
We were taking extra damage as well from the fact that our defense was lowered.
You'll regret that. Persona!
Can't break me.
Iori's been knocked down. Someone cover for him. Iori's in bad shape. He needs to recover.
Let's see.
Hit him with some medicine here, and then perhaps, again, we'll hope for a Midia from Yukari. Good.
That'll help.
Thanks.
Let's go!
Yeah, I'm just getting started. Let's go!
Takeba's down. She needs backup.
How the hell?
Your health is low. Do you have any healing?
We are so close here. I want to kind of push forward. But, Okay.
Let's continue exploring.
Wow. That one felt like work. We were rewarded for it. Tamlin leveled up, and the entire party leveled up. Huge gain there.
A new skill. Gonna have to try it out.
All right.
Take out the gatekeeper again. We need our way through here until... Huh? Kirijo-senpai? You're breaking up on us. Sorry about that. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, it's back to normal. Having any trouble on your end? We're pretty high up. The signal must be getting spotty. What do we do if we get cut off? Kirijo-senpai is sort of like a lifeline here. Recon isn't really in the wheelhouse of Mitsuru's persona. She manages well enough through supplemental equipment, but even that has its limitations. Sorry to give you cause for concern. That being said, our equipment still has a bit more range to spare, so that shouldn't be a problem. I'll try to figure out the connection issues on my end. You all go ahead and keep exploring for now. I really believe they said that there was a border floor coming up. Playing it safe, I might see what sort of treasures we have here. Head downstairs, save the game, just so I don't walk into some sort of problem.
Different from the others?
A bead chain here, and a treasure chest with 3 locks on it. So let's open her up. A tuxedo. Okay, yes, these are cosmetic clothing. I suppose we need to check it out, right? Junpei in a tuxedo. Looking sharp, Junpei. Kind of feels out of place here, but nice to see you looking good there. We'll stick with the uniform and armband for now, though. But yeah, let's head downstairs, save the game, just in case something goes bad. But I want to come back and just see if it's a border floor on the next floor. I believe that's what Mitsuru said. That would kind of line up with everybody else's exploration. Our dark hour time is about ending too, isn't it? Here's what I'll do. No. We'll do what we committed to.
Salut.
We did just save it. We'll just take a look, and ideally we will see that border floor up ahead of us. And then we'll have a nice, good stopping point. I don't really want to come back here just for one floor. We still do need to come back to keep leveling up, so we'll be returning. But I just like that idea of getting to a nice progress point. Good, that's what we wanted to see. Another dead end. This is as far as we can go for now. Nice work. That's another checkpoint under our belt. Come on back whenever you're ready. We've got a treasure chest here with old document number 2. That was something Elizabeth was looking for, so we'll have to show that to her when we get downstairs. Old document 2. Kirijo's Ergo Research Lab is setting up a facility on this island. It doesn't make any sense. Even a rank-and-file researcher like me can tell. What is about to take place on this island? Interesting, cryptic. There's our way back to the lobby. Can't go forward from here. The path to the next floor is blocked
Let's
off.
see.
It looks like we can't proceed any further. I'm sure the opportunity will present itself in time.
In that case,
Even if we can't press forward right now, we have plenty more to do. Like getting combat experience. If we train now, we'll be ready for what comes later. That we will.
All right.
But that is a good ending point for our climb up Tartarus tonight. Time's about up in our dark hour anyway, so we'll head back down to the lobby, stop in the Velvet Room, and then we'll wrap the day up. Elizabeth,
Good day.
I want to talk about our requests.
Here are my requests.
I believe I found that document you were looking for.
Wonderful.
Thank you for your assistance. Please take these as your reward. Oh, 20,000 yen. That is quite a reward.
Very well then.
So yes, we're going to stop in. Let's get our compendium updated. Take a look at the personas we have on hand and just think about what we want to end our day with and what's in our inventory.
Welcome to the Velvet Room.
I'd like to start off by registering if I could.
I see.
Yep, Tamlin's made some progress.
Is overwriting. All registered.
I'm sure Jack-o'-lantern, yep, definitely better.
Is overwriting. I've completed registration.
Not so much on Nigimitama. The one we have is better than the one we found. Probably the same with slime. Yep. So we won't register those, but they'll be good ingredients.
Now then.
what kind of persona do you desire?
We can make up to level 17 now. What do we have on our person?
Please choose the personas you would like to fuse.
Looking at the persona we have for coverage-wise, we don't have any lovers, priestess. I guess it's just those right now. Lovers or priestess arcana, social links yet.
Take all the time.
We've got Maiko for the Hanged Man.
Consider.
Our friend Kenji in class is the Magician. Track team is the Chariot. Bebe is the Temperance. And technically Fool is our group as C's, but we don't really need to keep a Fool persona on hand for that. But I guess we can take a look at what we can make. We can make a new Justice persona.
Do you desire?
Tamlin has been a really good persona, but having another Justice on hand that would actually correspond to Chihiro would be pretty nice. We can make Oberon now.
What personas come to be is
There's actually a challenge to make an Oberon that knows Mazio, I believe, for one of our Elizabeth requests. We'll have to keep that one in mind.
This would be a wise choice.
This one has some nice defense as well. It reduces damage from fire and totally nullifies light, but it's weak to dark. So that's something to watch out for, especially on those one-hit, KO attacks. It's got a couple light attacks, a good balance between strength, magic, agility, and luck, but a little less endurance. We'll get a little bit of experience if we were to make this one. It would fit well with the archetypes we need with Justice. Tamlin has offered us really good coverage, though. And it's got Growth 1, which I like to have. I can pass along 3 abilities.
What do you wish to inherit?
I just, again, want to keep kind of propagating Growth 1 throughout things so that everything's earning a little bit of experience, even if it's not our active persona. I can pick 2 more. I definitely want Bufu, because, again, I'm the only one that can use ice attacks. And then I'm torn between Zio or Dia. I think in both cases I do have other personas that offer coverage in that regard. I'll probably pick Dia just because I've got more defensive coverage with the fact that it's only weak to darkness. And so if I need to be out on the field healing with Dia, there's less chance of me getting knocked down in the process unless I'm attacked by dark specifically. And Akihiko is also out there for Zio for electric coverage, so...
It seems you have been blessed with some power.
We'll get a little bit more of a bonus from our social link, but yeah, I like that.
A new power emerges.
Again, just nice to see us making that extra progress, advancing our persona fusions. And just seeing all the skills and coverages we have that we didn't have before. I am Principality. Law and authority should be upheld before anything else. I shall become your strength and defend your honor. I just realized we didn't look at the information about principality, so we'll have to do that before we go. Gain a little bit more power here. Nice to see. Yep, and I don't really see myself needing to make Naga or Rakasha here, or Rakshasa. Again, pronunciation's not my strong point. So we'll hold off where we are for those. We can always summon a couple other persona as the situation necessitates. I think that's a good place to stop the Velvet Room. Thank you both again for all your support. Wouldn't be where I am without you.
We look forward to your next visit.
Looking back on that day, though, wow, that really pushed me as far as I've been pushed so far this playthrough. But we came away still on our feet. It didn't look like it a couple times, and actually, Akihiko was on the ground. Looking at our stats over there, Yukari and I are almost out of SP. She and Junpei are both almost out of HP. Not a lot we can go on there. But we have 42,000 yen in our wallet. A crazy amount compared to what we usually walk around with. I've got some good persona on hand, a level 17 here. We were going to look into the information about Principality. I'd already forgotten. Principality, the 7th of the 9 orders of angels. They guard cities and nations and protect various religious figures. There we go. But that was a productive time in Tartarus. I'm going to save the game again so we're all caught up, and this is where we're going to head back to the dorm. Dark hour's over, and we don't have the resources to continue even if we wanted to.
Yes.
What's the matter? Are you done for the day? Let's call it quits. All right, rest up and come prepared for our next expedition. Okay, so that is officially the end of Wednesday the 27th. Let's head back to the desk and talk about it. Okay, here we are. That was the end of Wednesday, May 27th, and it was another really good day. It was another longer one, vying again for some of our longer playthroughs, but that just kind of shows how much we were able to do today. Even trying to think back as I get to these outros, some of these longer days can be a little bit harder to piece them all back together. Started out in a day of school, though. It was a quick day depicted in school because it was just, morning all the way to afternoon, but it was still a normal, busy day of school for us. And it brought us to the afternoon hours. We kind of walked around. I remember, we stopped at the flower shop just to kind of see what was there and see a couple of our regular faces and people around. Didn't have anything specific we were shopping for. We didn't have a lot of money to shop for anything. We made our way back to school then because I wanted to spend time with Yuko. Yeah, that's right. With the team manager. We met her on the second floor and she asked us if we wanted to walk home together. And yeah, that sounded like a lot of fun, so that's what we did. Had a corresponding persona with us to gain a little bit more potential. And so that took us down to the school lobby where she was getting ready. She wanted to get her shoes on. And at that point, she discovered gum on her locker, or her shoe locker. And she just sighed and said, again, this. And I was able to ask her, does this happen often? And she said, too much to count, basically. I stopped counting after the first time. So she's been dealing with a lot of bullying like that for some amount of time now. Didn't want to see it. But we headed out. She said it is what it is. I didn't want to press any further because I didn't want to make it worse. But we ended up at the Paulownia Mall. And we were just kind of walking around there when a couple girls from school approached us. And they and Yuko obviously knew each other, but the two girls were kind of making barbed comments towards her about me. And, you've got another boyfriend? You've had so many of those. And I guess that's why you're a team manager, so you can be around all these boys. And just, really sharp comments like that I had to give Yuko so much credit for taking in the moment and not just pushing back directly. She, kept her cool and was able to respond in just the perfect ways. And, really just kind of tear down the opponent without resorting to name calling or violence or sinking to any other level. It just, it really felt like that intellectual response and that mature response to people being petty without good reason. And she said, no, I'm a manager because I like being a manager and I like helping out a team. And basically, you'd know that if you paid more attention to things, but maybe you're the one that needs to think about stuff and stop putting gum on people's locker. Maybe you're the one that's got too much time on your hands, sort of thing. And they were all able to read between the lines and know exactly what was being said to who about what. And I was just kind of along for the ride as they joked about me being the newest of a line of boyfriends. But they got told off quite efficiently by Yuko, and the other two girls left. And Yuko and I went to sit down and chat. She, again, in her very direct way, said, let me tell my side of the story. You've already seen so much, so let me just tell it how it is. And so we found a bench and sat down. And she talked about her time in middle school with those girls and how she was the manager for a sports team back in middle school. And one of the players on the team had started dating her, only to have it also revealed that that same guy was dating one of those other girls at the exact same time. And that girl believed that Yuko was being the team manager to try to steal that boy away from her. And obviously that wasn't what Yuko was trying to do, and she felt just as hurt and betrayed for being stuck in that situation. But the other girls didn't seem to forget that, and they held that petty grudge against her and still see her as the girl stealing the boys from other people. Which, again, is not what Yuko was doing. And she was able to hold her own and hold it together in the moment, but you could kind of see that guard come down when she was talking to us, and she was able to just kind of say, it's like, I'm not really like that. I really do like being a manager. I was hurt just as much as they were when, that guy cheated on us with others. And she kind of showed that more vulnerable side and showed that, yeah, she is a normal person like everybody else. And when she is attacked like that, it does hurt. So I was glad to be there for her and to be trusted by that, or trusted by her for that. And she said also that I haven't told anybody else, so please don't tell anybody else. I, of course, promised not to. It was nice to be trusted like that. But it just sounds like she's going through so much. She even related it back to the time when she got called into the faculty office by that teacher for not thinking about her future and how she needs to do better. She kind of just said, he should call those girls into the office. They're the ones that aren't thinking about their future. And, they're the ones that don't have their priorities right. So it's still kind of that forward-thinking thought as well as a prevailing thought with this storyline. It is still about looking back but looking forward and knowing where you're going. And it's just given us a lot more to think about. But she trusted me with that, and I was there for her as best I was able. She even apologized for them making jokes that I was her boyfriend. And in the moment I said, basically I'd be lucky to have someone like you, as a girlfriend, to be the boyfriend too. And she just kind of laughed and said, stop teasing me. And I bet you say that to all the girls. Which, at the time, and even now I say I would be lucky to have someone like her because she does seem to be like a really good person. So I'm not going to change my tune on that. But either way, we got a little bit closer after all of the events of today, and that increased the rank of our strength social link to rank 3, I believe it was, keeping us kind of in line with everything else. It was nice to just have a chance to catch back up with her since it had been a couple weeks. But we parted ways then and headed back to the dorm. Everybody was around and available tonight, and so for the first time in a while, well, not a long while, we were in Tartarus back on earlier in the week. I think it was probably Sunday. We were there not that long ago, but I wanted to get back again because we were still trying to catch up to everybody else's progress. And thankfully, everyone was available to go tonight. A couple nights ago, Mitsuru wasn't available, so we couldn't go. And last night, Junpei wasn't available, so I chose not to go. And as tough as some of the fights were today, I'm actually really glad I didn't decide to try to attempt it without Junpei. Having one less guy on the field would have just been even more of a challenge that we barely made it through. But everyone was available to go tonight, so that's where we went. So dark hour rolls around, we make it to Tartarus, and we continue our climb from floor 36. And more new types of enemies started showing up, with better elemental coverages and weaknesses that cover each other. So it took a lot more strategic thinking of passing attacks between our party members and knowing which attacks to prioritize. A fair amount of luck as well. A couple fights hit us pretty hard, so there was a lot of healing item use as well as healing skill use. And that all culminated on floor 42 when we met another Guardian. Mitsuru told us to be ready for it because it was a strong one. And I will say, I kind of underestimated it. Coming off of the last few we did, I thought, oh yeah, it'll be fine like all the others. But the clairvoyant relic there, that was definitely a fight. I still feel like I might be a little underleveled, or I might need to look at the gear that's available at Officer Kurosawa's. It had a lot of strong elemental attacks, and it really was able to prioritize our party member weaknesses. So it would hit, 100 HP off of Yukari, and then it will turn to Junpei and knock him down as well. And it'll get multiple attacks per turn with a lot of damage. So there was a lot of incoming damage, necessitated a lot of healing between Yukari and I. I kind of had to dig into the backpack and go through some of our items that I'd been hoarding. And I need to be better about that because I have these items to use. So there were a couple times where I was like, oh, do I use the Umugi water? I've only got 6 of them, but it's like, I have 6 of them. I need to use them. We are in dire straits if I don't use them. We got to push to the point where I had to revive Akihiko because he just got double teamed one turn and took all the damage in the world, and that knocked him out. So I had to revive him. It was a long fight. It was a touch and go fight. Even on the very last turn, I had that decision of do I heal or do I attack? I chose attack, and I got lucky, and the enemy, fell that turn. But at no point in that, after the very first turn, I inflicted it with freeze, and then Yukari knocked it down, and we got an all-out attack. At that point, I'm like, this is going to be cake. It's already a quarter defeated. We can handle this, no problem. And then that whole fight erupted after that. So to get to the end of that fight, it took a while. It took a lot out of us, and it took a lot of healing items, but we did come away with it with the win. And then I kind of hemmed and hawed on going forward, and I was glad I did, because the next floor, as Mitsuru had said, was a border floor. We can't advance any higher than floor 43. We found a second old document up there, so we were able to show that to Elizabeth to complete one of her requests. She paid us 20,000 yen as a result, so a massive payday there. But we reached a border floor. We can't advance any further up in the tower until something changes. We'd reached one of those a month ago, back on the lower levels. So we can't go any higher at this point when we come back, but we still probably should come back just because our level is lagging a bit behind everyone else's average. It's also kind of fun to be in the tower and level up and find things and make personas, but at this point, our average level is 16, I think. So we're only 3 levels behind the average, but we've explored as far as we can, so we've caught up progression-wise there. And we were very much out of all of our resources at that point. We were tired, we didn't have any SP, any HP. The dark hour was ending, so we stopped by the Velvet Room, updated the compendium, made a couple persona, and then that was all there was time for. I'm sure we limped our way back to the dorm, and we're all quite happy to see bed. Get home, get rested up, and take us into tomorrow to see where tomorrow takes us. But that was how we ended up our day on Wednesday. And again, I just feel really good about that. I'd been wanting to go back to Tartarus and try to make some of that progress, and so to have the chance to do that and to see it come together that way, it's just what I was hoping for the day. But it's been a long stream already. We've made good progress, so I think we will wrap it up here. Again, this is the end of Wednesday the 27th. It was a productive day. We accomplished a lot of things socially, and in combat, and in exploration, and I just got a lot of good progress to feel good about. So I want to thank you so much for joining me and being here through today's journey. My name is Tom Shima. I stream this Persona a Day series every day at 12:30 Eastern Time. So anytime you want to join me live, I would love to have you. I also upload each day's playthrough to YouTube. So anytime you miss a day or want to catch up on a previous day, I've got a whole playlist available there. And I just hope everyone's Wednesday is a wonderful day. It's the midpoint of the week, so hopefully things are progressing positively, and any fun time you have, you can enjoy. But I have been Tom Shima. It's been good to have you here today, and I hope to see you again. Thank you so much, and goodbye. With that, we've reached the end of the day. Please look forward to next time to see where the game goes from here. This journey is being streamed live on my Twitch channel if you'd like to be there in person for the experience. Links and schedule details can be found in the description. I'll keep uploading each day's session to this channel so you can keep watching here. Once again, I'm Tom Shima. Thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you again as I continue the series, Persona a Day. What will tomorrow bring?